What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another weekly spoiler recap with your favorite Golden Dice crew. Probably the only Golden Dice crew that you know.
The only one.
But I'm your host, Jack. With me, I got Scott, Brian, and Flock. How are you, gentlemen, this week?
You know what? The Phillies won tonight. If the Phillies hadn't won tonight, I probably would have not even joined this podcast. I would have been like, fuck it, I'm going home.
Jack, you can't post what I'm about to say, so I'm just going to stay off.
Yeah, that's fair. Everything would have just been like, this card's the worst. What are they thinking? No. But I'm in a better mood now. So maybe they're gonna get some softballs rolled my way. I'm a lover of democracy right now.
Well, cool.
Brian's locked in. He's ready to go.
He's never been more ready to
Locked in.
talk about spoilers.
Bro's so happy. He won't stop yapping, dude.
Another Sunday night, baby.
All
Hmm.
right,
We're
well,
here.
we will uh, get the ball rolling. First one is Luminara Unduli, a soft-spoken master. 7 cost ground unit, vigilance, heroism, 4 attack, 9 health, force Jedi Republic has coordinate, and while she has coordinate, she gets grit and has when played choose a base, heal 1 damage from it for each unit you control, and she's a rare. So if you're going for the coordinate, you play her. You likely heal 3 from base. If you're aiming to get her coordinate as you go down. I mean, she seems like pretty good and will be really good in draft and sealed. Just, how many sevens
Yeah,
do you want to
hard
put in
to
your
take
deck?
down.
Because Luke is a 7.
Yeah, she's hard to take down in limited, just because of that stat line is going to be a little tough, and then be a little bit easier to get the coordinate off in that scenario. But yeah, little hard to slot her in when Luke has a more uh, present body and a present ability to begin with and doesn't require as much help.
Yep. Yeah, I think I just rather Luke. I mean, the only way I could see this being better if there's like a blue control, but even then, I'd still probably want Luke because of the basically taking something out, and then also now you have 3 restore as long as he's alive.
Yeah, Luke's a more consistent bet, but this is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Luke, even if he dies to a removal spell, he just
Has
2 for
done
1 at
something.
least. Like, he
Yeah.
probably killed something when he was played. And he doesn't lose any trait. Like, they both still have 3 traits. It's just Republic and Rebel are swapped. So it's like,
Yep.
there's not a lot of difference other than ability and stats. And I just think
Yeah.
Luke gets the medal in this scenario.
No, but in limited, she's going to be very hard to deal with just because of the stat line.
Yeah.
Like
And I mean, she's a rare, so
nine
she won't be
health.
like crazy common. But
Yeah,
when she hits,
nine
she's
health
going to
with
be hard.
4 attack to begin with is really good. The fact that she has like 4 attack to start, as opposed to something lower like a 2/9 or something along those lines, where it's just like not relevant to begin with.
Yeah.
For she is relevant. She can take out something decently big, and then she's going to be with if the coordinates off, you're going to end up with like a you know 9/5. See if somebody can deal with that.
I'm very curious if there's going to be like any create a token and attack type things to where like you could sneak attack, turn it on grit with her damage on there. Because, I mean, that's obviously sounds pretty good. But basically, in my mind, this will be very funny to watch her attack damage ping pong around. I turned off your coordinate. Now it's just a 4 with whatever health left. And then, oh, you played a unit, you turned it back on. You're now hitting my base for 9 if I don't kill one of your units or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, odds are you're going to be targeting the other units instead of her
Yeah.
because she's going to eat a lot of attacks.
Yeah. Cool.
Agreed.
Scott, on to the next one.
Self-destruct. It is a 2 cost event. It is sitting in the aggression and villainy spectrums. Tactic. Defeat a friendly unit. If you do, deal 4 damage to a unit. So it's already operating in like, all right, so instead of, say, running a force choke, you could run this 4 damage instead of 5 damage. The 5 damage is sometimes relevant, but you are giving them a card draw. With this, you're having to defeat a friendly unit. I think the spot removal that forces the card draw is still going to win out over that. But I see this as like a pretty valuable card in the limited format where you're going to have more tokens, and you won't have the option to run the different removal. But I still think Force Choke wins out over this in the end.
take a drink whenever Golden Dice says that this is good and limited.
You're gonna get a little shit faced pretty quick.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Someone
cool, but I
get
still
leaked. Am I
take
allowed to say that word, Jack?
It's
already
I
dropped
don't.
an F-bomb at the beginning of the game, so here.
Everybody, I'll
time down.
put a tag. Skip forward 5 seconds.
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
cool, but I still like Force Choke more. I agree.
Yeah, it's just like it hits like certain things that you just care about more, right? Like it hits the Boba unit, the Toro, the Cassian, the Sabine leader, like
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
extra damage.
however, Force Stroke doesn't hit space units and stuff, so this
Yeah.
can.
It's a non-vehicle.
Yeah, this is a good
Yes.
cross.
See, I know set 1 cards.
I mean, it's not just space. It's not vehicle.
Yeah, but every
But yeah.
space is vehicle.
Yes, but not every vehicle is space.
True.
That's
Yep.
fair. And then eventually, maybe not every space is vehicle.
Yeah. When are we getting? What are those? The
Floating
purples?
Leia.
Or Leia? Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I think we like covered those good points. I mean, there'll be token. Like, obviously, this seems bad in current meta, but token
Yeah,
obviously
tokens out.
changed the
Then
math on this.
it could change that, and then the fact that it can hit space does give it a little bit of a valuable room as your play on 2, as opposed to having to wait for, say, like an open fire on 3. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like you have that open fire, but if they buff their space unit, get an attack in with their space unit, like it feels bad a little bit depending if you're not getting the open attack. But if you can just utilize this instead, but
Yeah.
a little tough to also have a unit on 2 though.
Yeah. Whereas Force Choke, you could literally just rip this
Mhm.
their turn 1 play if you really wanted to. Yeah. B Ryan.
Wolfpack Escort is a 1-cost space unit, cunning heroism. It's a 2/1 Republic vehicle fighter. Sorry, not freighter. When played, you may return a friendly non-leader non-vehicle unit to its owner's hand. This is neat. It's a little TIE fighter with a bounce for your own units that have when played effects. So, like, I could see this being slotted in somewhere, mostly unlimited, but like, I would be surprised if this is a cheeky little toolbox piece, somewhere along the road.
Apologize to
mean,
all of our viewers. I blurred the wrong part of the image. the actual card and not the background is blurred. But, that's why we read it.
Plus side. I mean, the fact that it can hit both it can hit friendly non-leader, non-vehicle units, both space. Well, not vehicles, so it can't hit space. What am I thinking? Can we just talk about that? I'm still just elated over the Phillies' victory. I mean, I can see it having maybe a little play depending on what types of decks that you might come up with that have repeatability on their on-play effects, especially if like they're on-play effects that create units.
Yeah, it'll be a good limited one where, creating more tokens and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the direct comparison-ish closest thing so far is like the Pirated, but the nice part about this is that it's a May, so this can be your turn 1 play. You don't need to play something else like the Pirated. And yeah, I mean, it could just be because that Boss Blue deck is like popping up more currently that I'm like, man, just one to like return something to hand and bounce their Death
rid of their
Mark or
bounty.
their top targets and bounties and stuff they're playing. But, will that be as big in set 2? Or set 3, sorry. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I see the value of it. Like I think Brian said, like kind of like this is a good toolbox card to just have in your kit. But it might not necessarily be like 3 of in every deck. But if the meta wants it, this could be like a decent 1, 2 of in the deck.
It's just super cheap and it's a body. I mean, it's fine. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, the same issues we have of the TIE Fighter will apply here. It's just the when played can potentially give you value, whereas the TIE Fighter is just a 2/1.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cool. On the next one, Flock, you got a lot of reading. Are you ready?
Yeah, I got this. All right, so we have a new leader. We have Quinlan Vos, sticking the landing. So he's a when you play a unit, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, deal 1 damage to an enemy unit. That costs the same as the played unit. Epic action comes out on 5 as a 3/7. and has a when played, you may deal 1 damage to an enemy unit that costs the same or less than the played unit. And also, it's cunning heroism. Yeah, I like this character from Dark Disciple. If anyone's read that book, great book. Yeah,
Read.
I can read.
Audio.
I think that was audiobook. No, I actually read the book. I think I audiobooked for a little bit. Anyway, I kind of like this. A 5.37, so coming out 5, which is good. You have a 3.7 stats, and I think the one played is pretty good. So it'll be fun. Got Force, Jedi, Republic. Good keywords there. It'll be fun to play. I'll mess with it.
Yeah, I like the leader side more, or sorry, the unit side more than I like the leader side. I'm worried that even though it's free and not like an exhaust, it's just worrisome that it has to be the exact same cost as that unit on his leader side to deal the damage, where his unit side it's same cost or less. So it could be pretty narrow, but I mean, if you're both curving out, like that could be relevant. But also they need to play the thing first, so it's like you don't want initiative, or you need to take an action to you need a unit on the board to swing in or whatever.
Yeah, hurdle a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they went a little conservative. I think his leader side could have said equal to or less than, the same way his his unit side does.
Yeah.
I think obviously with the unit side, there's no limit to how many times that you can do it. It's just how many times you play a unit. But I think they could have went and pushed him a little bit further by allowing it to be equal to or less than for both sides.
Yeah, like maybe his leader side is like exhaust, but then it's equal to or less. So it's not like an infinite ping, which probably isn't super relevant anyways, but later round, he could maybe play a 4 and a 4 and ping twice or something like that. But is that really your opponent might be playing a 6 or a 7 at that point anyways.
Yeah, so I mean, I agree. I think they could have, let it run a little bit more wild. It's a 5 cost leader, so that's good for when it's coming out. It's a 3/7, so it's both somehow understated for that cost and then correctly stated for that cost, depending if you count Boba Fett in the equation. But again, he's just like the pushed card.
Yeah,
I just think he's neat.
dude, the art's sick. I'm gonna play at least one game with him just to rock the hyperspace version of it. Absolutely love
it's
the
gonna
art.
look really cool.
I'm not super duper excited about him, but I think he's neat. I think he's cool. I think it'll be fun.
Take a drink every time Brian says he's not crazy, but I think he's neat.
I think that's a lot of this set for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about a lot of this stuff. I don't think it's the power creep isn't necessarily here for me, in my opinion, for a lot of these cards. But I love the era, so the set's going to be a banger for me personally. But I think his leader side is just so meh, so whatever. But a 5.37 is neat. Can rock that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just how many times is 1 damage going to be relevant?
Yeah.
Like CAD flips and it's a 2 damage. I mean, and this is unlimited, right? Like it's not like.
Well, the trade-off is that Quinlan can do it where he wants, where CAD would have to potentially.
Right.
Like if your opponent plays a Lurking Tie, that's now eating all your CAD Bane stuff, where Quinlan could still ping something else.
Yes.
But yeah, it feels like the trade-off for him is a little bit makes it too narrow. Cool. All right. On the next one, this is me. I love democracy. We have Chancellor Palpatine. 4-cost ground unit, double cunning, wartime Chancellor. Has 2 attack, 6 health, Republic official. Each token unit you create enters play ready. On attack, if a unit left play this phase, create a clone trooper token. He's a legendary. I mean, both those are great effects. 4 costs, like 2/6 is fine for a body that you want to stick around, right? Like you're not paying for his body, but you're paying for.
You're not paying for his attack stat. You're paying for his creation of tokens.
Yeah, and so he gets the 6 health, so he'll stick around a little bit. And yeah, seems good to me. Especially if you can vomit out tokens once he's there. They're just coming in ready. Like, what's not to like?
No, I think it's great legendary.
It's gonna go hard in hyperspace.
Yeah, just all the Senate pods around him, spreading out his arms, surrounded by Masamita, and then whatever the
Sly.
her name is,
Slymore.
Slymore.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it a lot. I
I was
think
gonna call her Sylvester Stallone, but I knew that was wrong.
no, I think that's right actually.
Yeah,
I think it's close.
It's close.
I think
They
it's
look
close.
they look very similar.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm curious to see because we haven't seen the yellow.
We're missing 2. We're missing a villain and a hero for leaders.
Yeah, and I don't think Django spits out tokens. Grievous is yellow, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Grievous spits out tokens.
Not by themselves. Like your token generator is gonna be like Newt Gunray, but like villain has had like there's like the
But
escort and some of the other.
but in double yellow, I mean, like, I'm trying to think about the potential synergy with having a double yellow.
Yeah, the Rush Clovis generates some. There the on the doorstep is the 4 cost, create 3 tokens ready.
I just meant like leaders that you'd want in double yellow. I there's too many cards in yellow that probably do what you want to do, but I don't know who you're running. You know.
yeah, I can see it. It's like because this is not. It's not rushy enough for like a Boba Fett,
Yeah,
Boba
right.
Yellow type deck.
Right.
It's more of a control card.
Yeah, and like Cat has Underworld synergy. I just don't know where you're running it to not pay the aspect penalty. But people pay for vigilance out of aspect all the time. I wouldn't pay 6 for him, but
vigilance. Yeah, vigilance doing 2 things. Like those double aspect cards, like the name ones, feel like they can be playable at 6 because they like do 2 things. Where I don't know. I don't think I'd ever play him at 6. But I mean, I don't know. Like I think Grievous is fine because he can give a droid sentinel. They die, then you attack with Palpatine to create a clone trooper token. And like like I don't think you need a leader that just vomits out tokens. I think you can just play some villainy stuff to vomit out tokens that we've seen, like Rush Clovis, the Battle Droid Escort, the technically 9 drop but has exploit like 3 or something on it.
oh yeah.
And then even the Invisible Hand can vomit out stuff too. When play,
Right.
create 4 Battle Droid tokens.
Makes sense. Just thinking ahead. Way too early.
We're missing 2. Both of them are rare leaders for the yellow.
Yeah,
Villain and
so
hero.
they might have some more complicated effects on them.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. I like him.
Scott, on to the next one.
Do I have to?
Yeah. This is fine. Yeah, Ray loves this card.
All right. Soldier of the 501st. It's a unit. It's a ground unit. Cost 1.
That's your favorite trait?
Yep, you got my favorite trait. It's Public Clone Trooper. It is aggression and heroism. It has 1 health, or 1 attack, 3 health. It has raid 1. It's great. It costs 1.
Once more with feeling.
It's great. It costs 1.
Perfect. Nailed it.
And it's going to have 2 attack. I can't complain about that, but it's also just very generic and boring. But, you got to have generic and boring cards.
I like 1 drop that doesn't punish me. Like the other ones, a lot of them are like bounty draw card.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
I like this card a lot.
I'm excited for it because I want a trooper deck to work. I really, really want a trooper.
I mean, if you're looking for a deck that's going to get coordinated going, having 1 cost cards that are relevant in that deck is going to be important because they can allow you to like double up on your drops.
Yeah. I like.
Right, make him a 2/4. Turn 1. Hits for 3, a 3/4. Boom.
Slap 2 of these
That's
down,
fair.
turn 1, you're cooking.
That's
Cooking,
fair.
bro.
Cooking.
Cooking.
Because Ray didn't always already have a number of things that she plays in that slot. This is just a little bit more aggressive than what else that she plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, B. Ryan.
Anakins Interceptor is a 2-cost space unit, aggression, heroism, where the fun begins. It's a 2/3 Jedi Republic vehicle fighter. Wire base has 15 or more damage on it. This unit gets +2/+0. This thing's gnarly. I really like it.
it comes in late game as a 2-drop that's a 4/3. I mean, you can't beat that even as a 2-drop early game. You know, your turn 1 play. This is pretty decent.
Yeah.
What else can I say? It's great. I really dig it.
Good 2-cost space unit.
Cannot complain.
This
Although
like
it
confirms
is-
Anakin for me as the aggression
It is
leader.
unique. You're probably maybe only splashing like one of it in your deck. I don't necessarily know if you'd run this as like a 3 of.
I'll put 2 in there
Okay.
just to be sure. You know.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you probably want a late game, but I mean, it's fine to have it. It's perfectly fine to drop it in early.
I mean, you can run 3. Yeah, I mean, you know, like
You can, but you're also like you're just gonna start getting clogged up into that spot, into that slot. You've already got A-wings.
yeah.
You've already got a number of other 2,
Well, this
3.
definitely takes the X-wings spot.
It definitely takes
mean, even then, it's like you can't wing
that's-
leader it and stuff.
Yeah,
So
so
there's
Hmm.
something. We'll have to see what Anakin does. I assume that he's coming with this title and like the damage on base being specific. So I wonder how he'll interact with that.
yeah, rather than than this having like a fire spray type effect where it does more with Boba or Jango, whereas it's got maybe something similar. Anakin has similar text on his card where he does something when there's 15 or more damage on your base.
Yeah.
Or like he does damage to his base to increase damage. I don't know. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something that synergizes with that. That'd be interesting.
Cool.
For sure.
Flock, you're up next. Right?
Bold resistance. Tactic event. A 3-cost aggression heroism. Choose up to 3 units that share the same trait. Each of those units gets +2/+0 for this phase. I think this would be good in a trooper deck. I would like to play this in a trooper deck. Getting +2 for 3 units, I think that's fantastic.
You could draft it in your Mando decks.
Heck yeah. Well, I guess put this in my my Bo-Katan deck.
Mm-hmm.
All the Mandalorians get +2. All 3 of them out there, especially when I drop the armor. Woo, spicy. Other than that, I don't know if this is going to be a super crazy card, but it'll definitely be good in limited, and it'll be good in some specific decks like Mando decks or Trooper decks.
I think Leia likes this a lot
Or yeah.
because it's a little slow without being able. Like, think about Rebel Assault. You can attack and then attack with a buff and a buff.
Yeah.
Like, this is a little slow where if you're buff 3 units, and you have to assume that like
One of them's getting taken out.
well, at,
and then you
at least
still-
one. Like OB exists, right? You could have all
Yeah.
3. You're not giving your health buffs either, so you're leaving them, exposed to the wind. So, with Leia, you can do rebels and then swing.
I would have liked to have seen a +2/+1 just for the health buff to possibly keep the units on the board, but I can see how that may have not been palatable.
But I think for 3, this makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're possibly getting 6 stats.
Right.
But
Yep.
you do have to have 3 units on the board, so that is a pretty big qualifier.
Well, people keep telling us we're wrong about coordinate, so
All right. Hey, we'll see.
apparently coordinate's super easy to get off.
Hey, if
We'll see.
if it turns out to be, then a lot of these cards get way better. It's just a matter of hard to determine that without playing all of the cards that generate tokens.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I like that they just get +2 and it's not raid 2.
Yep.
Yes.
That's real good as well. If it was just raid 2, that would be very annoying because then you would not trade into the thing that's going to kill you when you get this bonus.
Yeah, like that was my issue. Whatever that double red set 1 card was, where it was like all your units get raid 3 or something that are in play. It's
Rallying
like,
cry, I think.
cool. And then they all die because they still get traded into. And I
Yeah.
just spent 5 resources or 4
Yeah.
or whatever on that.
And it was a double aggression, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like there's some episode 1 art that is rare in the game set.
Little
Cool.
Captain Panaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're taking over the palace of Theed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with those blasters that they have, the
The
Naboo
Ascension
blasters
guns.
are just like the blaster that she's
That's,
got.
yeah.
Oh,
I forget
Just
what it's
the-
called. It was in Destiny. I remember playing with it.
The little stick blaster. It's the weirdest looking thing. It looks like It looks like an electronic toothbrush.
Yeah.
y'all remember the Lady Razor?
from Destiny. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what they actually use in the movie
Yeah.
for Qui-Gon's comlink. All right. On to the next one. This is me. This is Sandhill. What in the Sandhill is going on here?
What is going on?
6 cost ground unit, cunning villainy, chairman of the banking clan, 3 attack, 7 health, separatist official, has exploit 3. On attack for each friendly unit that was defeated this phase, ready a friendly resource. He is a rare. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty good. You exploit in, you ready resources, and...
Well, that's only if he has ambush.
Well, I'm talking about future rounds. Yeah, I mean, he's 7 health, even if
He's
you
probably
exploit
still
him in and don't like get to attack with him that turn, if you can still have like tokens out, or like maybe you killed one of your things that spawns more tokens, like the escort. Like, there's some interesting plays there. I don't know if I would like want to ECL him in, because like 3 attack, like what am I ECLing to get impact on the board?
Hear me out.
Yeah, you're hitting the
Yeah.
3.
Grand
Grand
Inquisitor. Yes, Brian. Let's go.
I hate that idea because now Tyler said it.
Yeah, Grand Inquisitor. Heck yeah. Drop him, deal 2.
Guys, Grand Inquisitor was set
Ready?
2 spoilers. All right, we're past. We don't talk
But
about
this
it
one-
anymore.
He's coming back around.
This one's
Wind
take a
it
shot when
up.
you hear Grand
Wind it up.
Inquisitor.
I like him better in that idea because it's not using my base to eat up a 3. I don't know, just like... I mean, I guess it depends like what point of the game that you're able to exploit 3 to like ECL him in, but...
Yep.
I don't know. And then you like ready what? You ready 3 resources and then maybe play a 3-drop or something?
And then you play a Fallen on him after you've readied.
Ooh. Spicy.
And
Well,
attack
you,
with
you
it.
have to attack to get the
And then
resource.
next turn, he's really good. And next turn, he's a 6/10.
Yeah,
He does have a lot of health for something that could potentially come in for 2 cost, or less than for free.
For free.
for free.
Yeah, why was I thinking that it would even cost him anything? That is a lot of health. So if you can get him in for free, he's likely a body that's going to stick around, especially if he comes in. Even if he comes in at like the 4, a 7 health unit's going to stick around.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I just don't like. I know a lot of people were talking to him early in like Boba ECL decks, where I just don't know if that's where he wants to fit necessarily.
Mhm.
But I mean, there definitely could be other like another DYL green, just maybe not with somebody that wants to be like as tempo and punch face as Boba likes to be at times.
Yeah, but I mean, you could see a shift in Boba where he wants to play like a little bit more of a slightly like longer game, but like bigger combo
Yeah.
turn. Because this could do it. Like this with ECL and the exploit, like you play it for cheap, and you end up getting like refresh of a stupid amount of resources in that turn.
Yeah.
Play out your entire hand on turn 5.
Yeah. Even like this into now there are 2 of them or whatever that legendary was from last week. Like him just exploiting 3 to clear out your whole board, and now you have a separatist official, mainly the separatist tag, to where now you could play. Now there are 2 of them.
Yep.
And you can play a separatist for 5 less.
Play Chancellor Palpatine.
You could. He's not separatist. He was Republican.
He's official. He's official.
Oh yeah, official. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a good card all around.
Yeah.
We'll fit somewhere. Who knows where? But
Very
there'll be a
cool
deck that
art,
likes
too.
him and builds around him. Scott.
All right, next we've got the Tri-Droid Suppressor. It is a unit, ground, 7 cost, cunning only. Has 4 attacks, 7 health, separatist, droid, vehicle, walker, exploit 2, and when played, exhaust an enemy ground unit. One of the few things with exploit that is not locked to villainy. We've seen some of those cards, like some of the Jedi that have coordinate, are not locked into heroism. So we've got some little crossplay here. So we get to see some of the exploit on that side. I think it's pretty good, actually. I mean, it's coming out for between 3 and 5, really realistically, and it's getting an exhaust on something like that's pretty relevant. It's got a big butt to it. Its attack is going to be very respectable for 3, a little underwhelming for 5, but again, it's a 7 health, so that's really helpful.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm a
Dooku
fan.
comes out for 1.
What's up?
Yeah, that's
play it with Dooku. You comes out for 1.
Yeah.
And just having the ability to exhaust an enemy ground unit is really good because sometimes you just need to like be able to stop an enemy's unit from attacking you.
Yeah, it's cool.
It needs more tags.
Yeah, it's got too few.
I don't think have we had any 5 yet? I don't think. I think 4 has been like the maximum.
I feel like 4 is going to be is the maximum. What else could they put on this? They could have put. They couldn't. Yeah, they got droid, they got vehicle, they got walker, they got separatist. What else could you have for this?
Transport. I hop on its head and it carries me
Triangle.
places.
Sense.
Cool. On the next one, Brian's got, dude, the best art that we've seen, the best Mon Calamari I've ever seen.
Political pressure is a 1-cost cunning event plan. Choose an opponent. They may discard a random card from their hand. If they don't, create 2 battle droid tokens. This comes back to the synergy I was talking about with Palpatine. That's pretty neat. You get to, have some readied stuff going on there. Right? It's fine.
I hate giving choices to my opponent.
Something special to, whatever. Yeah, no, I agree. And the choice, like, 2 battle droid tokens.
Random card.
Yeah, it's a random card. You create 2 not readied units. I mean, you could exploit for something else, but it's 1 cost. Like, it's so innocuous. It's fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's a common.
This is your card, though. This is Flock talking to you. That's what
Yep,
this
bro,
artwork depicts.
So this is every time. Oh my god, this is my face every time Flock starts talking.
Yeah. We gotta get the art for this, and that's got to be your profile picture.
So I have a rules question with this while I'm reading it. Can the opponent choose to rediscard a random card if they have no cards in hand?
I believe so.
Okay, because they could choose that. Oh, I have no cards in hand. Oh, well.
What if it's a random card, but they only have 1 card in their hand, Flock?
Then it's that 1 card. It's random.
Is it still random?
Yeah. To the other person.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine.
I don't know. I'd have to double check, but I feel like sometimes, like in previous things like that, I feel like it's been.
Yeah, I just was curious when I read that. That's
Okay.
all. I mean, obviously, if that's the case, you wouldn't do it, but because it'd be cool if it wasn't the case, then you could discard their hand, play this to guarantee 2. That's all I was wondering.
Yeah, it is funny though. Like yellow red, like hero especially could just make this most obnoxious deck. Like Spark Rebellion, Pillage, Force Throw, Poe, K2SO, now like Political Pressure, and then if you even want to get super silly, you could run Cunning. It's just like, I may not win the game, but you will have no cards in your hand.
Yep. You'll have no fun.
The plus side of that monstrosity of a deck, as far as this card goes, is you're probably feeling pretty safe saying, yeah, create the 2 battle droid tokens because
They're gonna
that
do.
deck won't have as much exploit
Yeah.
on deck. I feel like that deck would have to lean in a little bit more into the coordinate, where the 2 battle droid tokens is actually a relevant effect. But I think exploit is the stronger of the 2 with the battle droid.
Yep.
Because you don't care if they live or die. Because they're 1/1.
Cool. Who's got Flock this one?
Private manufacturing. It's a 2-cost event, aspect list, supply, and it says draw 2 cards. If you control no token units, put 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. I kind of like this. If you're playing any type of token drawing, this is gonna be good to get draw 2 cards for 2. Not bad. I don't hate it.
I feel like this sees play in decks. This is the type of card that'll see play in like a combo deck because you don't care necessarily about the extra cards. You just want to see certain cards. So filtering out your hand works for that.
Yep.
Card's amazing.
Uncommon. Everyone's gonna have it.
Boneless.
Boneless chicken wing.
It's a boneless uncommon 2 cost that draws 2 cards. It's amazing.
Amazing. Cool. All right. On to our next leader, Wat Tambor. Command Villainy.
What?
Waka waka. Techno Union Foreman. That was his him adjusting his dial as he is in the picture right now.
Yep.
Yeah, Techno Union Foran. Action, exhaust him. If a friendly unit was defeated this phase, give a unit +2/+2 for this phase. Epic action, if you control 5 or more resources, deploy this leader. Comes out as a 3 attack, 6 health, separatist official, and on attack, if a friendly unit was defeated this phase, you may give another unit +2/+2 for this phase. He seems pretty good. I think Green Villain is eating pretty well with the 2 leaders they got.
Yep.
And he's rare.
And they needed something that was a little earlier deployed.
Yeah. Yeah, see, who are the other ones even? Palpatine? And I forget all the other Green
8.
Villain ones.
Tarkin.
Yeah,
Tarkin was
Tarkin.
at 5.
Five.
Tarkin, Gideon.
Yeah.
Gideon.
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. Yeah, I was gonna say the other Gideon.
No, I think he's a nice, real, relevant leader for that aspect. Getting +2/+2 for a phase is really good.
Yeah. And there's like a potential where you could like double stack this on his deploy turn and just have like an insane overwhelming barrage. That is your unit essentially has +6.
Mm-hmm. That is pretty nuts.
So I mean, yeah, obviously again, like your opponent interacts with your board, as terrible as that is. But I mean,
plus,
like
the
this
plus side is you are
insane.
putting health on your unit, so it's harder
Yeah.
for your opponent to interact with it.
And worst case, if they do defeat the unit that you did it to first, and
It
you have
goes
another unit, like even just giving that +2 and like overwhelming barrage on that,
Yeah.
is gonna be a nice play. I love his
You do
artwork
have-
too. He looks great.
You do have to have a board for this to be relevant, though.
Yeah.
I think it's super funny sometimes thinking about this game where units power and health are compared to others, like Wat Tambor having more attack than Rey and the same stats as like Young Han. It's just funny to me. That's all. I have no real relevant critique on this character. I just think it's funny to me.
I just think it's neat.
I just think it's neat.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I mean, I think he's
super solid.
just solid boy.
I wasn't expecting
Cute little
Wat
guy.
Tambor before we get like Anakin Skywalker, you know, in a Clone Wars set. Like,
Anakin's gonna be like the last, I'd bet.
Yeah, he's going to be like
Yeah.
the crown jewel spoiler.
Because who was Han was the last, and Palpatine was the last in the previous spoiler seasons. Yeah. Cool.
Makes sense.
Any other thoughts?
No.
He's got official.
He's got official.
Play some Royal Guards.
Yeah. I know. I keep getting like hype every time I see official. I'm like, wait, the only synergy is still the Royal Guards.
Yeah, it's still the Royal Guards.
And you're not going to run it anywhere with Palpatine. So
I mean, 3/4 Sentinel, like, you know, isn't terrible, but yeah, obviously, like, it gets crazy when it's a 3/5 Sentinel.
Yeah.
Like 4's still like a decent break point for
Yeah.
you know, if you're playing on curve at 3 and stuff. But yeah. All right, Scott.
We have Admiral Trench. He is a ground unit, 7 cost, command villainy. He's holding the line with his creepy fingers. 5 health, 5 attack, separatist official. Got those 2 tags going on. Exploit 1, so he can come out for 5. Return up to 3 units that were defeated this phase from your discard pile to your hand. That is his when played effect. I think it's a relevant unit. In very like control oriented decks that need to like repopulate the board after they've been hit with like a number of effects that are kind of quelling them. I think his stats are a little underwhelming though, since he's going to be coming out at 5 for 5/5 after the exploit. Yeah, but at least it's a when played ability, so he gets it off immediately no matter what.
unless
Yeah.
you're playing with Dooku,
Unless you're playing him with Dooku, I keep forgetting about Dooku.
Yeah, and then
all I
you
think
can
about is Dooku.
return like the 3 that you just sacked
Yep.
Yeah,
with them. So, I mean, if they're tokens, they don't, right? If you do battle droids, they go away. But if
Yep.
you're, you know, like if you play him after like the battle droid escort, or that other like the things that spawn stuff when they die, I think are just really valuable.
yeah.
Especially if they're getting close to dying, you can pull them back.
If you've done
Start
something
over
with
again.
them, you know, you attack with them beforehand, or you know, take out a unit, ping up a unit.
Yeah, yeah. Like you said, 5/5 on 5 feels pretty rough, but obviously 5/5 for 3. Dooku's
5/5
gonna
for
make you
anything. Yep,
make you
Dookie's
happy.
gonna like it.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's cool too because it's not anything that was like exploited. It was anything that defeated. So like you could even make some like decent trades if you need to, and then play him and then get those units back as well.
Yeah.
It's that command, dude. Just putting stuff back in your hand. Just getting a bunch of units.
Yep.
That's what they love. Cool. Brian.
That's a big one. So Catano is a 3-cost cunning heroism ground unit, always ready for trouble. 3/4 Force Jedi Republic. When you control fewer units than an opponent, including this unit gains ambush. And then it has action, pay 2, return this unit and each upgrade on her to their owner's hands. She is a legendary. Super cool. It's a nice turn 2 play. You know, if you didn't have a turn 1 play.
Hero has their own power dark side
Yep.
at home.
Yep. And stack them up and then take them out. And then if you build her up, you can pull her back without fear of losing her. And she gets ambushed again. So
Yeah.
she's got a cool loop. Costly, but cool loop.
I
Yeah.
do think it's kind of funny that she is like anti-coordinate.
Yeah.
She doesn't work well with others. She's a
Or
lone
hoping
wolf.
the other person that you're playing is playing coordinate, and they have
Yeah.
a bunch too. So
That is fair. That is a fair assessment. Yep,
The-
I think she's real
Smack up
good.
tokens.
I'm curious if there's like the like returning upgrades on her to her. Like that's great because obviously upgrades normally go to discard pile when the unit's defeated. So keeping them is like nice. But I'm like curious, are there any like big when playeds or like things like that where
You'd want to be like popping them in and out.
yeah, I can't think of anything like off the top of my head. Like there are some, but it's like Luke Saber, Vader
Jetpack.
Saber, like things like that where it's specific to the leader or like different characters.
I mean, you would want like a hot shot blaster to come back to hand. That's pretty good because then you could re-resource it and ambush it out again to get that attack effect.
Yeah.
Jetpack where you get like the on play gives a shield for a round, that type of thing.
All
True.
sounds so expensive.
Yeah,
It does. It
is super
does.
expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's just more relevant to be able to be like, hey, I need an ambush unit, so I'm just going to pop her back to hand and I'm going to throw something out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to smack a battle droid token or she's already hurt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because then she's what? She's like coming out as a 3/2 with
Mhm.
ambush. She's a Cloud Rider.
Hey.
I don't know. She's expensive. I mean, she's neat. She's cool. But she's expensive.
I mean, 3/4. Yeah, it's like 3/4 ambush is great for 3 cost. Obviously, there's the stipulation of, needing
Her
fewer
not
units,
having
but
ambush all the time, yeah.
yeah,
And
Cool.
you save your opponent from exploiting. So
Gotta keep that off the table.
for true.
Flock
Do we
gets
we planned it like this. We
The
I
must
man of
have.
see
the
why
hour.
Jack did that. This was planned. I was like, okay, why am I going last? All right. Next, we
Jack
have
counted.
Jar Binks. Ground unit, 2 cost, double cunning, 2/3 Gungan. On attack, deal 2 damage to a random unit or base. This sounds fun. I like rolling. I guess what do you roll dice to figure out how do you do it randomly to a random
Probably
unit?
the only way to do it,
If
yeah.
you're
Let's
playing Jar Jar
go.
in your deck, probably bring like a
bringing dice.
D6, a D12, and a D20.
Yeah,
We're
you're
bringing
gonna
dice back. Let's do
you're
it.
gonna just bring all of the dice. D3, D
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
I think Flock's the only person playing this card.
Yes. Oh yes.
Bring your
100%.
D&D dice when you're playing Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. The
Like,
the
why?
funniest thing that I heard was I think D House suggested this. He says he wants to play Twin Sons where everybody starts with Jar Jar Binks in play. Like no matter what your pairings are.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I mean, this is obviously like terrible, and like I even hate the design of like having to figure out randomness.
I hate that too. I'm like, oh, they should not make that many. This should be the only card in the game that has that effect.
Yeah.
No one wants to play this.
And they picked the right art.
Yeah, people were like, "This is terrible art." I was like, "I feel like this is intentional."
I love the art.
I
I think
feel
the
like-
art's the art's
feel
best
like-
thing about the card.
They prompted the artist to be like, make something grotesque.
Yeah.
Success.
Yes, right on cue. Very proud of them.
Success.
Definitely, yeah. This screams like an online card game rather than a tabletop game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where the random effect is adjudicated by a computer,
Yes.
as opposed to Flockton trying to figure out how to
Oh my
how to
god.
random.
So we're
How
gonna
did you random with
1,
like
2, 3,
7
4.
days on the
Meeny,
board?
miny, mo. Catch a
Oh
tiger
my
by
God.
his theology.
Y'all, the gameplays for this set are gonna be so fun to watch for you guys. I'm sure.
I just love that he can attack and hit himself or hit your. Like, if this is the only unit in play, you have 2/3 chance of hitting yourself.
Hurting yourself, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. But all right.
Ugh.
Oh, or base. That's so funny. I forgot about that part. You can literally.
Fuck, you just read the card.
Yeah.
You literally.
just read the
He
card.
didn't read it though. He looked at
Yeah.
it.
You could
and
do.
saw
You
Jar Jar
can attack
Binks.
for
It
4 to
just-
their
yeah.
base. That's awesome.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You have 1/3 chance
or-
of doing that. If you
1/3 chance of doing that, and you have an equal amount of chance of doing 2 damage to your own base.
Yeah.
This guy.
Next one, 4-cost ground unit, Morgan Elsbeth, Vigilance, Villainy, Keeper of Many Secrets, 3 attack, 6 health, Force, Imperial, Official. Restore 1. On attack, you may defeat another friendly unit. If you do, draw a card, and it's a rare. Blue Villain gets Palpatine, Leader ability. I like her a lot. 6 health in that 4 stat line, or a 4 cost, I think is really good. You lose that attack. Like, I'm comparing it to the other card that I love currently. Like, been playing a lot of Kier, so I love Lom Pike. And so, like, comparing this to that, like, Lom has the smuggle and has, like, a pretty good ability with giving out shields, but it has 1 more attack than Morgan. So she loses the attack, but she gets the Force trait, which could potentially be pretty good in some of these decks. Like, you know, Villain gets Force Lightning and Force Throw, and, I mean, both get Force Throw. But, you know, Villain getting more consistent access to units that aren't super fragile and have Force is relevant, I think, potentially. So I like her a lot. I think she'll see play. Has some tough competition at that 4 blue villain spot, but I think she's good.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I
Yep.
tend to agree.
Like, yeah,
Too
I'm
bad
even
she
trying to
doesn't have
think
the
of, like,
night trait. Too bad she doesn't have night trait.
yeah, still only what's his face has Savage. He's
Yep.
the only one with that so far.
And how many units are they going to print that could have it that don't have it? It's one of those things where it's like it's going to be a trait that means nothing.
Yeah, like Gungan probably so far,
Hey,
Mhm.
and I think hasn't
Block to
Twilight
me.
floated around. Like,
Twilight's
I don't
been
know.
around since Hera.
Yeah,
Does nothing.
yeah, nice flavor though. I was trying to think like the other like villain force units that you can play in your deck, and they just all feel like so fragile. Like there's the
Yeah.
Guardian of the Wills or whatever, like the 2-drop 2/2, which is obviously very fragile. And then like Fifth Brother is obviously like killing himself to do damage, and Seven Sisters like understated because she can deal like really good damage and like often slow. So I mean, yeah, I mean 4 straight 6 health at 4. I'm interested.
Yep, I like it.
Blue Villain has now gotten 2 restore cards, which is actually crazy to think about. They've gotten
Yeah.
this and what Malevolence was the other one.
Malevolence. Yeah. And Delmico. From 87 years
Relevant restore.
Oh, sorry. You just said restore.
Yeah.
Krennic.
Relevant.
I need to put it in my Kier deck. I need to play with the good blue villain leader. And last one, Scott.
Hoggle the Lesser. Archduke of the... I gotta enlarge the card.
Telgassen.
Delasin Hive. Cool. 2 cost, Cunning, Villainy, 1 health, 1 I keep doing that. 1 attack, 4 health. Separatist Official. When you play another unit, you may exhaust this unit. If you do, create a battle droid. Yeah, he's good. That's real good.
Friendship with Piet over.
I
Hoggle the
mean,
Lesser is my new best friend.
Piet does some other things. Piet's a thing, but you could just play Timely Intervention instead to get your big ambush things with Piet. But yeah, I think I'm probably, if I'm playing Palpatine, I 100% want this guy as my 2-drop. I want to go Poggle the Lesser into Emperor's Royal Guard,
100%.
and
Create
I
a
will
battle droid
gladly
token.
create that battle droid. I will use that battle droid. I will throw it at you later. I'll draw a card. It'll be beautiful. I'll do that every single turn. Every time I play something, I'll be a very, very happy boy.
Yeah.
Dreamline. It's great. This card's amazing.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, it's just slots right into those types of command decks. Slots like right into Palpatine of all flavors.
We need several distant hyperspace. Amazing.
Does exactly what you want it to do. The art is great. Traits are great. He's got a really cool title, Archduke. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Sniffing
nothing
his
bad
finger.
to say about it. He's sniffing his finger. He definitely just like, scratched his crotch and now he's sniffing his finger just to see if he's got a little stank going on.
All right.
That's where we're ending it. Best card we've previewed today. Talking about stank.
Yeah, I mean he's great. Like him.
Poggers the lesser.
Poggers, yeah.
I don't see a glaring downside. Obviously the one attack, but the decks you're playing him in anyways probably do
He
not
ain't
care at
swinging.
all.
He ain't swinging at all. That's
He
the whole
doesn't
point.
attack.
He could have 0.
He's the
And like
lesser.
he could be a 0-4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're honestly, because like you got to think a lot of times like you're not swinging with like Piet in that situation because you're like, I want to claim and be in front of them instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like Masamita has 0-4, and I think Masamita's great.
Yeah.
Like he could have 0-4 just like Masamita, and I still think he'd be fantastic for what he does.
That is funny that your mono deck like gets Poggle and gets Masamita and like 2 great officials.
Yeah, honestly,
turn 1.
now you're having to start making some decisions because Colonel Yularen still is very relevant, but you're probably, you're just gonna have like 9 officials that you play on turn 1 or more.
I do like that. Poggle could be snagged off Vader too, though. Like Yularen couldn't.
Yeah.
Masamita can't either, but
Yeah.
this is just another one you can grab off of Vader. So I think you swap out Yularen for Poggle, and then if you really wanted to keep Piet, you could. But
yeah, it's the thing that you're gonna have to play with. You're getting 2 very relevant units that are gonna be involved in that between this and Moss for the Palpatine command deck, and you're just gonna have to kind of like swap them around because like, hey, maybe you're already like switching out some Vaders for some more Mauls.
But even outside of Palpatine, this is still fantastic for.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. And
He's like Dooku and everything. I know we just talked about it in the frame of Palpatine.
Because I was the one that read the card.
Oh yeah. But yeah.
My brain went directly to exactly what I'm going to be using it for. Saw the card and
keep Poggers around, baby.
He's gonna stay on the board for a little bit anyway because he's got 4 health. So it's gonna take them two attacks into him to really trade out.
Yeah, I think Dooku's like my most hyped leader this set. Ironically, like
the plus side is you did not choose like what could you have chosen that we've already seen that would have just been like, all right, this is ice skating uphill. Yeah, you clenching a little bit on that one. You're like, all right, great. Yeah. Yeah, some interesting ones. Your private manufacturing, your Poggle the Lesser, your Watt Tambors, your Admiral Trench. I mean, a lot really good stuff on the dark side.
2 legendaries too.
Yep, 2 legendaries, and they're two pretty good legendaries.
Yeah.
Agreed. Some solid rares in there and stuff too as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good week overall. Cool.
Many solid cards.
Appreciate y'all watching. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all the places up to date, retweeting, posting all the spoilers. Brian's starting his own TikTok.
Yep,
I am. Yep,
that's what you said earlier.
What's in your TikTok shop?
That's news to me.
It's just
Brian and his cat.
Yeah, I don't know where she is tonight. Usually I have to mute myself
usually
while
she's
halfway
like right
through.
behind you.
I have to mute myself because she comes out screaming. But
I haven't heard anything from the dog. He's been in the crate since I think the 6th inning of the Phillies game. I'm pretty sure I like scared the bejesus out of him when I jumped off the couch.
That's fair.
So, I haven't heard anything, so I'm assuming he's up to no good.
Well, check on your dogs.
Let's go find out what he
Check on your
destroyed.
cats. See y'all next week.
Check on your
See you
pets.
guys.